Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great day today. First day back after this extended weekend. I had a little rocky start to mine, but it ended up pretty good. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But this question I have for you today, how do you see it? And this was prompted by a conversation we had in chat this morning because we all see things differently. We see things through a different lens. And the beautiful thing about our community is that everybody's opinion and everybody's thoughts matter. That's why it's open. You don't have anybody. You don't have to worry about your comments being deleted if it contradicts what I say, because what you believe and what you feel and how you do things may be different. And that's what teaching is all about, and learning is all about. It's not about just following one thing and say, okay, that's it. If you don't do it this way, you're wrong. It doesn't work that way. All of the greats, saw it their way. Look at Walt Disney, P.T. Barnum, Einstein. You can look at people in our era. You're talking about Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. They saw things differently, and they went with it. No matter what anybody said, if it felt right to them, they made it work. And that's what, this is all about. So just think about how you see things. It may not agree with the person you're learning from. It may not agree with other people you're looking at. But that doesn't mean it's wrong. All that means is you see things differently, and you can enhance what you learn, by what you feel and by what you experience. All right, so let's take a look at trades from today. As usual, what I like to do is pick one ticker and jump on it, and that's what I did. But this morning I kind of got turned around, because the way I do this is I have a montage from the DOS platform. Speed Trader, Sure Trader, IB, all use DOS. That's why I'll stick with them. But what I do is I have a little montage up, and I'm using the Thinkorswim charts, because I have all my studies, all my levels and everything drawn on those charts. So it's easy for me to use those. Well, this morning, as soon as the bell rang, something happened, and the charts kind of went haywire. And I was looking at Baba, but evidently it wasn't Baba on the chart, because it was showing that I needed to go short. As soon as I got in and I looked at the chart on the DOS platform, and it's totally different than the one I looked at when I entered the trade. And it kind of got me a little, confused. But, okay, the smart thing to do would have been to just dump the trade, get out of it, and, catch my bearings. But I didn't. I waited and let it hit my, where I let it go back and push over these moving averages and the VWAP and all of that, and stop me out. And that was, a pretty big dent to start the day off with. But that wasn't enough. Didn't even give myself time to reset and get back in the groove of things. So I go long over. This is the 5-minute opening range high. I didn't even wait for it to settle. I just got in and ended up getting stopped out on the way back down. So I was like, okay, let me wait. Let's kind of take a couple minutes, clear my mind, and let's get back into it. And ended up doing that. My main bias was short to start with, so we got short again, just under the 100-day here. And we did get a little pullback, but then finally got the sell off down to the 200. Now I was looking for it to continue down, but as soon as this candle started to push back up, I went ahead and took it off. Was there a reason? In my mind, it was, because I was already down. I mean, I'm not looking at my P&L, but I know after these two stop outs, I'm down pretty good. So when I can take hits like this, take big chunks out of what I'm down, I'm gonna take it off. I'm riding it until I see a change in, or a shift in momentum. It could be a shift for one candle, it could be two candles. But I'm not taking a chance on giving all of this back. I'm going to take it, and then if we pull back, I can always get back in. So I got in here, and it just so happens that we didn't push all the way back. We sold off. But again, I'm not giving up on this. Okay, I know that there's probably going to be another opportunity at least to get back in this. And sure enough, it pulled back, rejected the 200. I got back in, and I did my scaling again. And here again, we pulled back. I did the same thing here. And if I saw this tomorrow, I'd do the same thing tomorrow. Because, here's the deal. I've seen this happen way too many times, where it hits my first target, and then we turn around and pull back. I sit here and hold it, and I get stopped out at break even. And I'm sitting here holding a small profit. I wasn't willing to do that today. And so it's not that I'm trading for money. I am trading for money. The ultimate goal is to make money. But I'm using my skill to know when I can take it off and how I can get back in and catch some more of the move. My goal is to catch the meat of the move. I'm not going to trade it perfect every time, but my goal is to catch the meat of the move. And on top of that, if I don't make money, I'm in bad shape. So, all of these things are going through my mind, but I know where my targets are. I know what I need to do. And I know that I could always get back in and reset. And that's what I was doing. But you can see, all through this, we reset. I got back in here on this pullback and was able to nail this. Okay, I got back in here. I was waiting, and I was going to get in here, and it kind of got away from me. So I kind of chased it a little bit and then added, but, I didn't get in full size. So I added a little bit over here and then went ahead and did my covers. Shorted here. Trying to think of how I did this. Alright, so I did short back here. I took these two covers. Now, I was wanting this to catch this fade here. I was wanting to catch this late day fade, but this, I got this ridiculous candle again that turned around, and here we go, stopping me out at break even. But I wasn't here. What I did was, I did take these two profits, but I had to leave to go pick my son up. And had I not left, I sure as the devil would have taken this off like I did here. This is why I do this, for this specific reason. It just so happens I wasn't here, and it went up and stopped me back out, at break even. But I sure, if I was still sitting here, would have taken this off when we started to change this momentum, and I'd have waited and got back in and done the same deal again. You know, my day, my afternoon is cut short because I have to leave an hour early, and I'm not able to catch these big moves sometimes. And sometimes I'll leave some on to try to catch it, which is what I did here, but it just didn't work out. But you can see I worked one stock all day. You know, even though we had, I think I added it up. I think I was down over $400 after those two stop outs. And to come back and have a net P&L of 867.17, I thought that was a solid recovery. You know, and it's just a matter of staying engaged, staying focused. I wasn't going to chase any other stocks around. Once I got locked in, you know, that was it. Now, the way I found these, that was the other question. And Thinkorswim, you know, that I bring that platform up. It starts at 6 o'clock in the morning. It starts feeding, you know, data. So on that platform, they have pre-market movers. And I've got that set up to where it tells me, I have it set up by the most volume and then the largest dollar amount gap. And so Baba and Facebook were two of the first ones that hit this morning. They had real good volume. It had a nice gap up. And that's how they came on my radar. I didn't like the watch list that came up on my scan. I didn't really care to trade those stocks today. You know, most of them, I think 90% of them were lower float. Now, there are stocks that I traded, you know, previously, you know, Overstock.com and XNet and all that. I've traded them, but I just wasn't feeling it today. And I just went and stuck to my traditional way of trading. You see, it paid off. So I had one swing trade. You know, SCG, I got in last week. This is where I got in, and I was looking for it to close the gap. I think this was Wednesday, and we're looking for this to close the gap. So this one hit, you know, two of the targets I had. The first target I had, what happened to it disappeared. Okay, the first target, it's exponential, that's why. The first target I had was a 50 and then the 20. And it hit both of those targets today. I was still waiting for the rest to close this gap. But I took profit at those two because I wanted to make sure that I locked in profit. You know, I've been holding this for a couple days, and we wanted to make sure that we locked in some. And if we get this huge move down, you know, that's just going to be icing on the cake. So I'm still holding 300 shares out of the 1,000 I took the other day. So today, 958.32. So the hope for today is 1825.49. And you add the swing trade that hit, the targets that got hit today, to the day trades that I did today. And still holding some, you know, what's this, about 5? It's still up about $500 on the 300 shares that we got. So that's in good shape. CARS, this is the other one that I took the other day. The bids got pulled right at the close because this doesn't really trade after the close. So the bids got pulled down to 27.87. I think I got it up here. Yeah. So you can see this is where it closed at 30.96, and then typically when trading stops, the bids get pulled, and that's how you got 27.45. And this is what freaks people out sometimes when they're just starting the swing trade. But this is normal. This isn't going to be this way in the morning unless some bad news happens and we're gapping down. But I don't see any on the horizon. These I do follow. I do, make sure I know the news and any rumors that might be circulating. I keep that in the back of my mind. So we had the big dip here. I think that was it. We came off of Friday's close. We made another move. So looking for it to continue to move back up. This is the 52-week high made on this candle. So I'm looking for it to continue to push back up. One of the strategies that we trade, the 52-week high breakout. And what happens when you get a stock to make a 52-week high, we look for it to pull back, 4 or 5 days, and then start to push back up. And that's what I'm looking for on this. Even though when I got in, I got in here, that's what I was looking for. I got in right at the top, but of that candle, but it's just taking its own sweet time. So as long as it's still in play, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm not going to pull it until it proves to me that it's not going to work. So that was my day. So again, we're still holding the CARS. Still holding 300 shares of SCG. Which I got my electricity and gas bill. This is the parent company to our electricity and gas utility. And, the bill went up a little bit. They're charging, more per kilowatt hour. So I'm guessing they're going to try to start making up for these big losses they're taking. But, maybe they're mad that I'm shorting it. I don't know. But it's all in good faith. Turnabout's fair play. All right, so that's going to do it for me today. We'll be back at this thing tomorrow. Let's see if I could ever get a solid start to a day, I would have an amazing day. It seems like every day for the last couple of weeks, I start out with at least a $300 hole that I have to dig out of. And if I could erase that, I'd have some real stellar days. So I'm kind of looking at what I'm doing wrong here. I think I'm just jumping the gun and anticipating and trying to get in things a little bit too quick. I think I just need to slow down a little bit in the morning and, let the market come to me. But just some things that I need to work on. All right, so you guys have a great night, great evening, or a great morning, wherever you are. And I will see you tomorrow.